Alright guys, so this whole time I've been trying to make a video with fancy editing and stuff, but just to get something out, I'm just going to run through it with you guys. So this is a Blender add-on for Assetto Corsa that lets you import cars as the KN5. You don't need to convert anything over to FBX, and then lets you export it back out exactly the same to a KN5, and it'll be game ready. No KS editor. So let's go through it. You just import, click import, and go select the cars folder and hit import car. Gives you a couple of options here. You can import any KN5. You'll see that it automatically picks up on the main car, KN5. And then all these options, you can uncheck them, but I would just leave them like this. Hit OK. As you can see, the car gets imported with all of its shaders. Now, it doesn't look one-to-one with everything in game yet, but that is the end goal, is to try to make it look as close to the game as possible. You can see that a couple details are still messed up, like these are way too dark, and the paint doesn't exactly match up. This is supposed to be like a red, I believe. Okay, after that, we have the material shaders and object properties. So if we select something, we can see the object properties down here. These are like LODs, layers, visibility, renderability. The material editor is supposed to be where we come to change materials. But this, I might change this up a little bit before release. But essentially it lets you change your materials and your shader properties. Auto setup materials is for when you have changed a couple of things and you're importing some new materials or shaders that you've set up sort of more of the Blender style. You just come up here, auto setup materials, and it would say assigned, 10 texture slots, for instance, instead of 0. Then we have, this is photo matching. So this is the first iteration of photomat or like 3D modeling tools that I'm adding. It's going to be essentially everything that I use to 3D model. I'm going to put it all in one place, and it'll be in here. I'm just trying to find this photo really quick. Let's say okay. So this is how photo matching works. You want to line up your camera somewhat decent. You don't really have to, but it just makes it a little easier. And you can either center your car. You can mess with the opacity here. You can also mess with the opacity after you start pinning. Once you start pinning, you can select somewhere on the car essentially and pick somewhere on the photo where you think that matches. And then to change the opacity, you can hold shift, scroll wheel back and forth. So let's say this little corner right here on the model matches up to this corner over here on the photo. I'm going to put like a halfway point, and then I'm going to click and drag it, and that matches up right here. And we can put as many points as we can, or as we want. So we can take this back end over here and move it down here. This kind of really highlights how bad the Kunos model is. But you can take more points, click and drag on the car. So we can, and you see this white line here that all of them get. The longer the white lines are, the more of an error that there is. You can see the error percentage down here. So we can just select that again and delete it. And with the Kunos model, this is pretty much as good as you're gonna get. You can do a little bit more tweaking here and there, but it's pretty bad. At least to match these photos. I don't know if it's the body kit that's different or whatnot, but I've never been able to 100% line it up. So let's say that's done. You can go and do your modeling or whatever. That's fine. Let's just make a little change here. That's fine. And photo matching. That's it. And in the future, I want to do a couple of video matching tools. So you'll be able to like go outside to your car, take a 360 video of it, and model off of that. and how that would kind of look like. Let me pull up a video here. Is like this. So I did it to this car, and you can see the guys like walking around it, and it's tracking the car pretty good. Here's another one. Yeah. So those will be coming in the future. It's pretty cool. Next, we have the skin manager, which is a way to preview all of your different skins. So you can hit refresh, and all the skins line up here. You can make a new one if you want, but you can also apply them to the car. And even the ones down here with like that work with like alpha masking or whatnot, those show up too. Still, the color is not 100% correct on these. Down here, we have the KN5 library. This lets you export parts. So I can take this part, export it out to my KN5 library, and it'll show up. And when you do that, it lets you like categorize it. If you want to put it in a different category, rename it, or put it in a new category. And all that's doing is just creating a folder for it in your KN5 in the add-on directory. You'll be also in the preferences, you'll be able to back up your KN5 directory, your KN5 library. For when we do updates, you can save it, and then you'll be able to delete the current version of the add-on that you have, install the new one, and then re-import your KN5 library. Another thing you can do with the KN5 library is pretty cool is showrooms. You can import an entire showroom because it is a KN5. When for different categories, I'm going to add different options. For showroom, it just says make showrooms unselectable, so that when you import it and you're working on your car or something, you don't select it from the background, or their meshes and whatnot. Same with importing a wheel. You can import a wheel, and it comes already pre-textured like the KN5 originally had. Yeah. And same, this is gonna have also some options for directly swapping your wheels. So I'll be able to select this, come over here, hit download or swap. It'll be another button right here. It'll just swap them out for you. The thing I have to tackle with that is that not every tire fits every wheel, and so on and so on. So I might have to, for simplicity's sake, maybe import it with a tire, or have some options for sizing the wheel to the tire. We'll see when we get there. Also, data swapping. So with data swapping, you can go to any other car, browse the data folder, hit accept, and then you can apply that car's data to the car you're editing currently. And it'll give you a couple of options. And essentially what these options are doing is keeping everything visually appealing to the car that you have. So things like the wheel and track set, wheel and track width. It makes it look exactly the same, but with the new physics essentially. And then graphical offset. So this is all. You can also apply the new one or input a new one by yourself. So when you click input new, it'll give you like measurements to put in there. Same for the rest, but these don't really have some of these don't have an option to input a new one. The screen name and LOD file is essentially what you need for the data to work with your new car. So it automatically imports that or swaps that data out for you in the appropriate file. And then you have the option to, once you're all settled, you like what you have, you can either return to the original data. While you're doing this process, everything is saved to a separate data folder. So you never lose the original data unless you clean up the data folders after you're all done. And we go into the sound. Sound works exactly the same. You just go and pick a SFX folder from a different car, and it automatically does the swapping of files or files. And inside the files, the naming schemes that you might need in your GUID file and the SFX sound bank file. In the extensions, the only thing we have right now is shader material shader and texture swapping. So this you can view it live in game. If I pull up my game really quick, there we go. Let me remove the unapply that skin, select the car. That's what I'm gonna change the texture on. Drive, move out here, and then go to shaders, and then the defuse for that car. We're just gonna click this just for testing purposes, so you can see a swap. Once I hit that, car swaps color. And we can also change the shader values if we choose to. All right, we can put it up to 10, and then now go up here and save. And now it's really bright. We can put it back down to 0.5, I believe it was at, and save that. And yeah, that's all that I want to include at the moment. As well as obviously exporting the car. If we want, we can scan it and see if there's any issues. We can see the warnings. We can fix anything that might possibly be wrong, and then it'll still tell you the things that it couldn't fix. We can export the entire Cars KN5 if we want to export just a part. That's not exporting it to the KN5 library. If we want to export it somewhere else. And then we can also export a collider that automatically gives it the GL shader, which is that rainbowy shader the colliders have. And just to show you guys, there is a lot more features coming to this. It's just I can't test it all right now. I need time to test and retest and change cars and retest. So these are just a couple of the features. Before we do that, I'll show you guys those in a little bit. But let's export this car out. And full car, smart export, okay. And we can overwrite this KN5, overwrite. Oh, we gotta save the file before. Let's just, for the sake of the video, do a direct export. Save that, and then it's saving. And now if I reload the game, it should have that change that we made to the hood. Loading in. And there you go. That is the change we made to the hood. And then, you know, if you made a change to a body kit or anything like that, that would all apply. So, the last little things I wanted to show you, kind of tease you guys, is I have added a ton of features to this. It's just none of it is 100% tested, so I won't be including it in the first version that I put out. You'll be able to start a new project, and this essentially lets you pick a directory for the car, and then it'll ask you what wheelbase and track width you want, and it'll import the like create the dummies for you. It checks to see if you have the required files in the folder for the car. It'll show you the required dummies to make sure you have those for export. A couple of 3D modeling tools I'm gonna add. These were just a test to see if I could do it, but I'm gonna make those very personal to what I do for 3D modeling, or anything you guys suggest that I should add. That's the same. Material library is going to be the exact same thing the KN5 library is, but for materials. You'll be able to save a material setup and apply it from one car to another with the shader values already saved. Paint shop, I'm not entirely sure about this one, but essentially I want to try and create a Assetto Corsa, no, not Assetto Corsa, Forza style livery maker into Blender. I know it's a little possible, but not as easy as I would like it to be. So that's where I'm at. I'm trying to make it easier to make liveries. And this essentially works with texture painting. But we'll see about that. The photo matching has the video option, like I showed you guys. This does take a while because your computer essentially has to track every single frame and do camera work and stuff like that. So that's not ready for release yet before I do more testing. Skin manager is exactly the same. KN5 library you guys saw, that you guys already saw those. And data, let me delete this actually. Delete that. Import cars, see if I'm missing anything from in here. Those are all the same except this option up here, but that doesn't matter. In data, yeah, it's all the same. UI is for the previews, so you'll be able to create the preview photo for your car inside of Blender. That's the ultimate goal, is that when you import the car, you'll be able to do renders of it as well in Blender and use those files for your guys' Instagram. But I want it to look just like Assetto, if not more realistic. Or have two options, one for just like Assetto and one ultra realistic. You know what I mean? And then for extensions, this gets kind of crazy. They're all the extension things from CSP. I have added them in here, but I have not tested them all. I know that some of these work and some of these don't, but all that is to come in the future. And then for export, it's the exact same thing. You'll see export multiple colliders down here. That's something that I want to make for car pack creators, so that you can export multiple KN5s at once and multiple colliders at once, and essentially have all of your cars inside of the Blender file at the same time. I've already kind of tested this. I loaded a total of, I believe it was 25 KN5s for different cars at the same time. It was over 10 million polys, and it imported relatively quick, maybe in like 60 to 120 seconds. I can't remember. It was a while back. But yeah, that is essentially everything I have for you guys. If you guys are interested, please join the Discord, link below or in the description. And eventually when this gets released, just so you guys know, it will be paid on Patreon. If you guys want to support me, follow me there. and it won't be something where you have to pay monthly. You could pay once, and then if I don't update it for 3 months, you don't pay the the in between, but you want the new update, you pay again, type of thing. So appreciate you guys. Have a good one.